What's happening, people? You're on Horseshit Talks. My name is Invest with Yusuf, and today I am with one of the most important people in the real estate industry and also the general manager of the biggest Chinese real estate agency in the UAE, Mr. Jovin. How are you today?
Very good, thank you. How are you doing, Yusuf?
I'm very well. First of all, I'm super excited to have you here. You know, I know that you're a very busy man, and I also know that, you know, you're a bit of an orthodox manager who tends to take things in their own hands and close your own deals as well. So I'm really appreciative that you can make it today here.
Thank you for having me.
Perfect. So before we get into any of this juicy stuff, right, regarding, you know, a casino that's opening up in Ras Al Khaimah, which is an emirate that not many people are familiar with in the real estate industry over here in the UAE, I want to know a bit about you. So just briefly, you've been doing real estate for how long now?
10 years.
10 years. Just briefly, describe to us how that time was for you, you know, from the minute you started being a real estate agent to where you are now. How could you describe that if you could?
Sure, definitely. So long story short, I came to Dubai 10 years ago. It was 2014. Before that, I used to work as a lawyer back home in my country.
Okay.
And from the very first day, I used to work in real estate. So it's not like I was changing the industries or whatsoever. So during my journey, I started as an agent doing rent. Then later I was doing sale. And after that, I switched to the developers' offices. I was property constant, team leader, sales manager. I grew to sales director and even regional director in one of the biggest real estate developers in Dubai. So as of now, as you mentioned, I'm a general manager in Huasha Real Estate, and I'm managing team by leading them, giving them advices, being a mentor, sharing all my experience and knowledge in terms of being successful and trustworthy representative of our investors. When I say representative, I used to work as a lawyer, as I said, and for me, it was always important, even in the first day of my business journey as a real estate agent, to represent the best interest of the clients.
Perfect.
So, you know, like nowadays we have a lot of agents in the city and a lot of agencies, and this is very tough industry. And sooner or later you will find out that only if you are trustworthy individual and if you are aiming to satisfy your clients on the long term, you will last forever. And that was my main challenge in the beginning, to be honest with you. Like in the first year and a half, I was struggling a lot because I was just honest representative, you know, like, and I was having the situation when the client will literally, because of 5 dirhams less price across the street after my 1 month or 3 months spending with a hard work, they will go and close the deal with another agent. So I learned the game, and this is also what I'm teaching anyone in my team to understand. You need to be transparent, you need to be honest, but you need to be also aware and prepared what is going on outside.
Amazing.
So it's not only about like, this is the best possible project, buy it, take it or leave it, because, you know, nowadays the market in UAE is so hot for the last few years, right?
Yeah.
So we are selling project literally in the very same week when we launch it.
Yeah.
And because of that trend, when you're talking to the clients, and our main clients are international investors, basically you're communicating over the phone or through the Zoom meetings, and we are closing these deals. So when you're explaining to someone who is the first-time buyer that the trend is such as you need to take a decision very fast, sometimes they will feel like you're pushy, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're
on commission? Yeah, exactly.
But that's why, as I said, because they will receive a call maybe from another agent who is doing the same thing, I am the one who is aiming to educate my clients, first of all, to understand what are the benefits and what is the best for them. So I would not say that we are sellers. We are representatives who are helping our investors to make a buying decision.
Exactly. No, and that's the thing, right? Like, when I started to step into this, I realized that anyone can sell anything and everything, right? Like you said, the market over here in the UAE is super hot. So whenever anyone wants to buy something, it's going to happen one way or another, whether you're involved or not. But the real way to reel people in is to know where the next opportunity is. And like, you know, in a way I can see how your story ties to the UAE market, because 10 years ago, you saw an opportunity. You said, I'm going to go grab it, right? And that's the thing about the UAE. You'd be surprised, guys, that this market is a very impulsive market, you know? And with Ras Al Khaimah, before we even get into it, right? I genuinely feel that you saw something that most people are starting to see now, you know? And yeah, before we get into anything, you know, I definitely am super gassed to show you guys what we're going to talk about. And definitely investors, if you're watching this, you might want to stick around, because let's just say that you might lose the potential to make a lot of money if you don't watch this podcast. Jovin, tell me about Ras Al Khaimah. Why should anyone, before we even get into any project, why should anyone invest in Ras Al Khaimah and not Dubai, not Al Kuwait, not Abu Dhabi? What is it in Ras Al Khaimah that you see?
This is a very good question, and I'm very happy to disclose this question online. So basically, you know, there are a lot of, as I said, investors who are first-time buyers, and everybody knows about Dubai. Even who didn't visit Dubai as an emirate, they know about Dubai. And when you start the topic about Ras Al Khaimah, like another emirate, some of people are skeptical, some of them, they are having doubts. And the main question and the main reason why we are focusing on Ras Al Khaimah is because of the casino.
Yeah.
I believe that everybody knows. It's as per the law established that the Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah is the only one who will have a casino. And it's not any casino. It's one of the main famous casinos in the world. It's a Wynn casino, right?
Casino. Yeah.
So basically, because of this fact, we are going to see in the future that Ras Al Khaimah is going to be converted to the new Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And especially if you compare surrounding countries, in particularly of Ras Al Khaimah, there is no casino.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Ras Al Khaimah will be the first one, and as of now, it is the only one.
Yeah.
So because of that, there is a huge opportunity. But beside all of this, as a casino, like the main fact, the main reason why people are aiming to go there to secure their positions, to secure their place nowadays, there are another 10 great reasons why Ras Al Khaimah, as of today, is the great destination for real estate investment. Mm-hmm. First of all, this is the first resort destination in UAE. When I say the first resort destination, Dubai is a beautiful city, Abu Dhabi as well. We have a lot of sandy beaches, and it's perfectly fine to come here as a tourist and to enjoy your time. But when it comes to the resort experience, like, you know, what does mean resort? It means like you go there and then you have white sandy beach and you have crystal clear water. And
just peace, you and the water.
Exactly. Ras Al Khaimah comes to the first resort destination as of today in entire country of UAE. Mm-hmm. So when you compare even the facts and numbers, like the occupancy rate is already so high, like it's over 72%.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Only last year we have 1.2 million tourists who visited Ras Al Khaimah.
Wow.
Ras Al Khaimah is not only famous because of the casino which is coming.
It's a place that people are already going to then.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
We have the longest zip line in the world, longer than 3 kilometers in Ras Al Khaimah.
Wow.
We have the tallest mountains. Yeah, it's funny to talk about mountains in the country which is basically the desert, but yes.
It's scenic views. At the end of the day, you'll appreciate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
2 kilometers, imagine.
Wow.
Mountains.
Wow.
We have archaeological findings dating 5,000 before century. Imagine.
I see. So there's a lot more to Ras Al Khaimah than just Al Marjan Island and so on.
Definitely.
I see. So let me ask you this, right? Knowing that Ras Al Khaimah has this rich history, right? Why do you feel like the UAE has started to now focus there?
See, I really like UAE, and the reason why I came to Dubai 10 years ago and decided to stay here and start my new business chapter is because of the first reason and the most important reason why every investor decides to invest in this country for the first time, and it is the safety and security. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, their transparent law and the vision, like a long-term vision of the government, is extremely dedicated to satisfy someone on the long term. When you speak of Dubai, we know the plan of 2040.
Yep, we do.
And now we are talking about Ras Al Khaimah as another emirate.
Yeah.
Recently, they announced in the third emirate, which is called Al Quwain, another community is coming by one of the biggest developers in the city, Shoba, right? And Abu Dhabi started also moving so fast in the last few years, not like Dubai before. I would not be even surprised that we will see in the future something in Fujairah.
Yeah.
Sharjah is heavily investing and developing Al Ain as well. Why? Because they're one country.
Yeah.
There are 7 emirates. They are called United
Arab Emirates.
Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
So what they want to do, they want to expand. They want to expand. And they want to make it successful in the entire country.
Yeah.
So who is the biggest, let's call it, competitor when it comes to the real estate or tourism or the business in United Arab Emirates is the very first neighbor, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Yes, we have GCC countries. 6 countries are there.
Yeah.
All of them are brothers.
Yeah.
But still, KSA is investing heavily and they are trying to compete with Dubai. So because of that, the vision of the sheikh and all sheikhs from each emirates is not only about, I'm talking about my place. I'm talking only about my city.
Yeah.
They're collaborating between each other.
Yeah.
See? So as of now, we are going to see a Wynn Casino in Ras Al Khaimah as the unique opportunity that we didn't see in the entire Middle East.
Yeah.
And Dubai is not competing. Dubai is not fighting to get another casino in the city, as you can see.
Yeah.
I will not be surprised if you will see in the future in the Fujairah maybe Disneyland, because we don't have Disneyland in the Middle East, right?
No, but you're right. You're right. You're right. The way it's going now, it's only bound to happen.
Because it's about strategical planning.
Yeah.
And this is why I love this country. This is why I love this country. This is how they can secure that safety and security, because they are not fighting between each other.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So Ras Al Khaimah is the first destination, as per my opinion, the best possible place for investment in real estate as of today in entire world.
Wow.
In entire world.
Wow.
Yes.
That takes a lot of confidence in that area for you to be saying that. But you know what? I'm not even going to challenge you on that, because 10 years, your work speaks for itself and your position speaks for itself. And luckily for you, I also share that vision with you, right? Because I love the idea that's going on in Ras Al Khaimah. And, you know, I've started having my own investors start asking about that without me even bringing it up. So 100%, I see the vision. And, you know, if that's the case, let me ask you the big question, right? You have $1 million US. All right. You're investing with Yusuf. Where are you investing and in which project?
Shoreline project branded by Bubble X, which is going to be developed by Damac Properties.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Just off first impressions, this whole, you know, residence being branded by Bubble X. Why Bubble X? If anyone should invest in a project, how would Bubble X stand out to them? You know, because there's Aston Martin, there's Bentley, there's Lamborghini, there's all sorts of different branded residences. So now we're seeing something a bit newer, you know, a bit more generational than other projects in terms of its branding. So why Bubble X?
See, I will tell you why Bubble X, but beside Bubble X, it is branded residences definitely fine, but there are also some other factors why I would advise you to invest in this particular project.
Let's hear it.
So what is the trend in the last couple of years? That the branded residences are performing better comparing to the normal residential properties between 25 to even 50%.
Wow.
So what does mean performance? If you're buying for reselling it later, you will have higher success and higher number of transactions on the branded residences. On the other hand, the capital appreciation is higher on the branded residences comparing to the normal residences.
Okay.
Initially, you might pay higher price because of the brand, but it will help you doing resale or even if you will be renting these properties in the future. So now, talking about the Bubble X itself, it is, beside all the brands, something totally different on the market.
Yeah, like I've never seen anyone brand any of their residences Babelex before.
True.
You know, so it's only right for anyone who's going to invest and put their money there.
Yeah.
Why is it this one?
Yeah. So basically, there is already one project in Dubai branded by Babelex, and it is also partnering with Damac Properties.
Okay.
So it is located in Maritime City.
Okay.
This project was sold in literally 4 hours once they launched the entire tower.
4 hours.
Yes.
4 hours. So just to go over that quickly, let's say there are 2 to 3 launches per week, right? Damac go and release a tower by Babelex in Dubai, and it sells out within 4 hours.
True.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So if it's done that well in Dubai, but Maritime City, there's no casino there. Like,
True.
I get it. It's not that far from downtown,
True.
but there's no casino, and it's not even a swimmable beach. Like the one that, you know, is going to be featured in most projects in Ras Al Khaimah. So interesting.
Yes.
That's definitely, yeah, okay, interesting. Carry on, please.
So talking about the Babelex itself, when you talk about the brand itself, basically, you're buying a mindset, a concept of some particular designer. So let's say if it is Fendi or Armani or Cavalli or whatever it is. In this particular case, we have Babelex. So what is Babelex? Initially, it was established as an NFT.
Mm-hmm.
NFT is, for someone who is involved in the crypto world, they will know very well. So you establish a currency on the artwork.
Yeah.
So there is the famous designer who established Babelex as an NFT.
Mm-hmm.
And now, as I said, Damac is partnering with Babelex to develop the entire building and to put that final touch from that particular design. So NFT is basically also a kind of crypto.
Yeah.
And there is the value added comparing to the normal designers and any designed
Yeah.
residential properties.
Yes.
So talking about NFT or talking about the crypto,
That's the future of the world.
to conclude,
Yeah.
I would literally try to shortly describe how I see this particular project Shoreline.
Mm-hmm.
What is in the world of crypto, Bitcoin, this is Shoreline project in the world of real estate in entire world.
Wow. Very well said. Very, very well said. And you know what? I agree with you. I've never thought of it that way though, you know, and I think most people watching this, I don't think they would have seen that like that either. But you know, you're absolutely right, because the whole residence is being designed based on this NFT art, right? And I know so many people that have become overnight millionaires from the crypto world, you know, and I'm sure you do as well. You're very well connected. So I don't need to verify that on my own, but it's definitely interesting to see how the world is changing. And now the UAE as a whole has started to follow that trend, right? And now, even more specifically, right, the one that's going to be doing the best, because it's ahead of everyone else in terms of branded residences that are, you know, appreciating by 20 to 50%, as you said, is now Damac Shoreline. That's going to be working with Babelex. So I see what you're saying. Jovin, tell me, now that we know that it's Shoreline that you're looking at, right? When will this project be handed over?
July 2028, in 4 years from now.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Why should someone wait 4 years in comparison to buying something over here in Dubai? Let's say in 2 years.
In the entire world, and I will explain now why. So I'll do a comparison with Palm Jumeirah. Why Palm Jumeirah? Because this is the most comparable product.
Okay.
Comparing to the Al Marjan Island in particular, when we are talking about Ras Al Khaimah.
Yeah.
In Ras Al Khaimah, we have 3 major destinations, and it is Al Marjan Island, Al Khamra village,
Yeah.
and Mina Al Arab.
Okay.
But the place where the Wynn Casino is coming is Al Marjan Island. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're comparing Palm Jumeirah 20 years ago, not only 10 years ago, you will understand what is the price per square foot. In that day,
Yeah.
in 2004,
Yeah.
the price per square foot was 500 dirhams. And the price per square foot for residential apartments off plan, which are still under construction nowadays, is 5,600. So
10x.
there is currently the average price per square foot for properties on Al Marjan Island of 3,000, and we are buying shoreline in the average price of 2,400.
So you're already below the average. Wow.
So there is a crazy opportunity for any investor to secure the position today by paying just deposit of 20% and continuing paying monthly installments of 1%, imagine.
Wow.
Completing 70% during the construction, not full, waiting while they are sleeping for the capital appreciation to happen and to make money.
Wow.
So either they will keep it for rental purposes or they will flip it, they will sell it.
Yeah.
It's a huge opportunity for anyone to make a high profit.
Okay.
I can talk about the numbers, but as I said, if you buy today's shoreline for 2,400 and the average price is 3,000, we have even properties by MR, other residences, 3,500 per square foot. But if the average is 3,000, there is a difference of 600 that you're making as of today. You put it on the market tomorrow, you make 600 dirhams per square foot.
Already.
And the properties will appreciate in the value because of all these factors. First of all, Vin Casino and everything what is related to this emirate.
Yeah, I see. So, and this is the thing, right? Because some people might say 2,400, it's below market. Why would I go invest in there? Maybe the quality won't be good, right? You'd think that, not naturally, wouldn't you? But then I also have a different way of seeing that. We're talking about a branded residence. Some of these projects that are in Ras Al Khaimah, whether on View Island or whether on the Trunk, are not even branded residences, and they're more expensive. So having a branded residence, and that a generational branded residence, I know for a fact that this project will appreciate at least by 4x in 4 years. Do you think that is a good thing to say? Do you think that that is something credible or not?
To be honest with you, I will give you the study of 2.3x.
Okay.
By the day of handover.
Okay.
And to make one thing clear before I go further, by talking so nice about this project, I'm not representing Damac Properties. I'm not representing any particular developer.
This is just your opinion.
This is my opinion.
Okay.
And this opinion is coming after the deep analysis and study of the entire market. So first of all, how we started. Before even we came to an idea of focusing on the properties in Ras Al Khaimah, it happened in December 2023 when we saw the opportunity because of the Vin Casino, right?
Okay.
Then we decided to be the top broker in this particular emirate, means being the expert, means knowing everything inside out. As per the regulation, as per the properties that are coming, and while you're doing this on daily basis, you're doing comparisons, I came to understanding personally. I did these deep studies and analysis to find out what is the price per square foot for each particular project in Al Marjan Island, in another two places in Ras Al Khaimah, and to understand what are also other important facts to consider when it comes to the investment in real estate.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
So when I started this business, they told me there are only three things that are the most important in real estate, and it is location, location, and location.
Yeah.
Fine. I learned this. But after my experience, after my career of 10 years, I learned that there are some other factors important and involved, particularly in this place, in this market, to consider to be successful in your strategy as a real estate investor. So what Shoreline project by Damac has beside all other projects? There are three key things. First of all, when you open the map of Al Marjan Island, you will find out that there are kind of 4 islands that consist, and they are making like one place which is called Al Marjan Island.
Yeah.
One island is fully allocated for the Vin Casino.
Yeah.
And it is not open for sale, and it will never be open for sale.
Yeah.
So forget about this island.
All right.
We have another 3.
Okay.
Right? So the first 2, when you are entering the Al Marjan Island, we can call it as a trunk, comparing the trunk on the Palm Jumeirah.
Yeah.
And if you compare the Palm Jumeirah,
like the fronts, you mean?
Yes, you have the trunk, you have the fronts where you have villas, and you have the crescent, east and west crescent.
Okay.
So what is the most important? The value of the land initially when you wanted to be a developer and to purchase the land and develop anything in Palm Jumeirah, the value of the land on the trunk cost 3 times less than the value of the land on the crescent.
Yeah.
So that's why initially we had only 5-star hotels on the crescent, and we have residential towers and buildings on the trunk, because they could not afford this concept by developing simple residential tower on the crescent, because the value of the land initially was paid 3 times higher. The same scenario is happening on Al Marjan Island when you compare the Circle Island, which we are calling View Island. Okay. Why View Island? Because from any residences, you will have beautiful view. Either the view of the Wynn Casino as well, which is going to be an entertainment building like Burj Khalifa.
Yeah.
You have daily light show, right? Daily and nightly.
Yeah.
And this tower is going to be tall more than 300 meters.
Yeah.
So it's not some simple building, right?
Yeah.
Besides that, the Wynn is there, there is a casino, you have entertainment building. And what is important in the properties? To secure the best possible view, right? So either you will have the view of the Wynn Casino or you will have the view of the sea, right? The View Island, the Circle Island, is the most valuable land in entire Al Marjan Island.
And where is the Damac Shoreline?
And Damac Shoreline is located in the View Island.
Got it. Let's see.
So
that's number 1.
This is number 1. Number 2, we have branded residences. Yes, you are absolutely right. We have Aston Martin as a branded residency, and the Unexpected project branded by Ushuaia, famous club in Ibiza. We have Nobu Residences. We have The Address, very famous brand nowadays in Dubai, right?
One of the biggest hotel chains. Yeah.
We have branded residences as well, but with Shoreline, we have our brand, which is Bubble X. So this is number 2.
Yeah.
Number 3, what is the most important, particularly in this location, is to have the private access to the beach.
Yeah. Not every project has that.
That's the point.
I see.
Many projects are not having private access to the beach.
But Shoreline does.
The Shoreline does. And these 3 key points when you have, and beside all of this, when you compare that you have the full sea view from any residential apartment in that particular building, that you have facilities and amenities such as any 5-star hotel, you're on the winning side.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So comparing all of this and the price of 2,400, this is why I really appreciate Damac Properties, because first time they are coming to Ras Al Khaimah, they're giving you space to make money and to be repeating customer.
Yeah,
they could come easily by asking 3,000,
like every other developer,
like any other developer. Developer who does not have even reputation, like Damac Properties, or who does not have some of these 3 key points. Either they don't have private access to the beach, or they are not branded, or they are not on the View Island, right? So when you compare all these facts and figures, you understand that this project is standing out from all the projects that we are having there. To be honest with you, any project you take on Al Marjan Island, you're going to make a profit. But out of all, as of today, Shoreline is the best.
Wow. Guys, you heard it here. Not only should you even consider just buying in Ras Al Khaimah, Shoreline is the right project, and you're hearing it from an expert who has gone through the highs and lows of the Dubai real estate market. So let's get into the nitty and gritty of Shoreline and Ras Al Khaimah by Damac, branded by Bablex. Cool. What are they offering in terms of their units?
Another reason why I really like this project is they don't have studio apartments.
Okay.
So you don't expect to have some bachelors. You have 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom apartments.
Okay.
And you have 4- and 5-bedroom townhouses in this particular project.
I see.
Which are located on the ground floor. So the tower is only 16 floors. And we have approximately 26 units per 1 floor.
Okay.
But the most beautiful part is that every apartment, either 1-bedroom, 2- or 3-bedroom, will have the sea view. And most of them will have the direct view of the Wynn Casino as well.
Okay. And in your opinion, which unit is the one that's going to be the most profitable unit out of all 3?
The most profitable unit is the unit which is the most limited. So that's why I would say not even 2-bedroom, which is the trend. I would say 3-bedroom.
Wow.
There are only 3 units of 3-bedroom apartments in each floor. Right?
I see what you're saying.
Now, the idea when you start doing this business, I'm seeing this question from all the agents whenever they are start discussing any projects, that they will talk about the starting price and the lowest size of the apartment.
Yeah.
Because this is affordable, right?
Yeah. They're just trying to close the deal as quick as they can.
But the irony is that the game on the market with the sharks, with the big players who understand this game, is totally opposite.
Yeah.
So what I want to buy, especially now I'm discussing something really luxury. It's ultra luxury. I have brand, I have location, and I have private access.
Yeah.
So I want to have something limited.
Yeah.
So if I want to buy something which is limited, it will be in this particular case 3-bedroom. Okay. Now you might ask me, but how I'm gonna rent 3-bedroom apartment? It might be difficult because it's easy to rent 1-bedroom apartment. There is the huge demand.
Yeah.
But you need to think about the mindset of the people who will be visiting this island, who are coming to entertain in the Win Casino, and they need place to stay after.
You know, their time at the casino.
Time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if it comes to the parties,
it's going to be in the 3-bedroom.
Absolutely.
I never thought of it that way, but you know what? Even that's the best way to go about it, because when you speak to investors nowadays, they want to know what you could do with that apartment, what the what their limitations are and what the capabilities are. So I never even really thought of, an investor who's going to be renting out their apartment, is going to be making a lot of money from people who are top dollar people going to that casino. And when they want to wind down, maybe they're going to be in a big group of friends traveling from somewhere else in the Middle East, right? Or they're going to be wanting to throw a party. So they're going to want to rent an apartment like that. And what does that say about the returns if someone doesn't decide to resell the apartment?
It's a very good question. But before I even answer to the question, I would like to add something related to the first question, which is what type of property I would recommend.
Yes.
And I guess that you were expecting that I will say 2-bedroom.
I was, yeah.
Because I guess that you're expecting that I will say 2-bedroom because I'm not someone who started in real estate yesterday. Because someone who starts, they would recommend 1-bedroom apartment.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
But I even didn't recommend 2-bedroom. I went for the 3-bedroom apartment, and I will tell you why 2-bedroom basically became so popular, even in Dubai, on any other Emirate, in the last few years. Because the concept of renting the properties on short-term basis, where you're making a profit higher between 20, sometimes even up to 50%, comparing the long-term tenancy contract on 1 year.
Yeah.
Because this trend became very popular. You can rent it through Airbnb, Booking.com, or any platform.
Yeah.
You can consider that 2-bedroom apartments could be even rented by 2 couples. Now look at this. If 2 couples are traveling and they can rent one apartment which is 2-bedroom, competing with any hotel in Dubai or any other Emirate,
still be cheaper, wouldn't it?
Will be absolutely more affordable.
Yeah.
And thanks to the facilities and amenities that we have in almost all the buildings in UAE, like gym, swimming pool, covered parking, 24/7 security, right? This is now like a norm.
It's a standard.
It's a standard, right?
Yeah.
So you can easily rent 2-bedroom apartment. But now, talking about particularly Shoreline project, as I said, because of the limited number of units of 3 bedrooms, these apartments will perform the best in terms of the capital appreciation and in terms of a rental. So nowadays, as I said, we have 72% occupancy rate for rental of accommodations in Ras Al Khaimah.
Yeah.
After the Win is open, we are expecting to have 100% occupancy. And I'm not joking. I will tell you how and why we are coming to this number. So when we do the calculation, we always do on 70%. And I will tell you what is the expectation on ROI if you rent the property on 70% occupancy. I will tell you. But the expectation on the occupancy rate will be even 100%. How and why? Because after the Win is open, it is the beginning of 2027, we will be short for 5,000 of accommodation. Based on the number of the visitors that we have for the previous year, 1.2 million visitors we had, By 2027, we will have 3.5 million visitors. These people, they need place to stay.
Of course.
Right? Because Vin Casino, they have only 1,500 rooms.
Yes.
Okay? So because of that, when you do this deep studies and analysis, when you take from Ras Al Khaimah Municipality Tourism and Collier's report, you will see that we will be short for 5,000 of accommodations. That's why the demand will be higher than supply. Okay? And if you need place such as 3-bedroom, because it's limited, it is unique, your property will appreciate higher in the value and also in the rental. When you compare the numbers, it will give you higher return. So you ask me, what is the expected return?
Yes.
If you're doing resale, you need to compare what is the current situation, what is the current value of the properties, and what is the expectation in the future. As I said, we are comparing this island with Palm Jumeirah Island. As of today, the price per square foot on Palm Jumeirah is 5,600 for apartments of plan. As of today, the average price per square foot on Al Marjan Island is 3,000. If I compare that, I will appreciate with the properties in the value of 10% only per year.
You're limiting it to 10% only.
10%.
Okay. That's modest. Okay.
In 4 years' time, my profit would be 120%.
Yes.
How we are coming to this number? We are investing only 70% during the construction. We have 4 years payment plan. The property is appreciating in value. It will reach around 4,000 dirhams because we are adding 10% for each year.
But that's you even lowballing it, because there's going to be so much competition for people to be wanting a unit at that point, because it's going to be nearing handover. And on top of that, there's going to be so many things that are going to be happening on that island by that time. You know, the project, when is it being handed over? July 2028, right?
Yes.
And casinos opening when?
Beginning of 2027.
Wow.
Which will help you wait for the higher appreciation after the Vin Casino is open, and there is the huge demand. There is a huge demand, less supply, and it helps you to appreciate in the value even more. So if you are doing 10% modest calculation of the appreciation of the property values,
total is 120.
You're making 120 because you're investing 70% during the construction. Once you sell it on the handover before paying the last installment, you'll be making 120%. If you do 15% appreciation, you are making 170% profit. And if you do calculation of 20%, which is also really, really reasonable to understand, 20% per year for the next 4 years, you will be making 230% profit.
Wow.
From the resale.
Wow.
Yes.
You don't hear of these numbers here, man. Ras Al Khaimah, I'm shocked. I was not expecting to hear these numbers with you, but it's definitely opened my eyes. You know, I'm an agent myself, of course, you know, other than the fact that you guys have allowed me to have a podcast and speak about the insights of the real estate market. I have also got to sell, right? And, you know, I was so passionate already about Ras Al Khaimah just because of that casino. I didn't even have a project in mind. I was like, you know what? I'm going to kind of tread along the waters. Let me see, you know, what project stands out to me the most. But since its launch, Damac Shoreline, branded by Babilex, it's the only one that's made sense so far. And now putting that vision for an investor into numbers, it's super, super exciting. Super, super exciting.
It is.
Wow.
So, it is. That's why I'm saying a lot of people are skeptical even today about the crypto. But crypto proved themselves, right?
Oh, 100%.
So who was skeptical to understand what is Bitcoin and who invested in Bitcoin in the beginning, or any other crypto like Ethereum or whatsoever?
It's like they were the risk takers.
Right?
Yeah.
So what is the value of Bitcoin today? And you could buy it for even $100, right? Now around 60,000, right?
Yeah, around.
So imagine Ras Al Khaimah is still destination for some people who are skeptical, like risky.
Yeah.
But what I like to say always, whenever it comes to the investment, if you don't take risks, you don't make huge profits.
100%.
But if you take risk, you should take calculated risk. It means I will not jump from the floor and try to fly. It's not possible.
No, of course not.
But if I do my due diligence, right?
Yeah.
I understand the factors
Yeah.
that are involved.
Yeah.
I do the calculated risk action.
Yeah.
I'm definitely on the winning side.
I see.
So this is the number when it comes to the resale. And when you ask me what is the expectation on the ROI if you will be keeping the properties and rent it later on. So the average ROI would be between 15 to 20%. And it's also, again, simple to calculate and to understand that as of today, the average price for rent of the accommodations in this particular island is around 1.7 dirhams per square foot. You can expect easily that we'll be renting for at least 2 dirhams per square foot.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing calculation on 70% occupancy rate, which I said like it's going to be even 100, but 70%, which is like 255 days.
Yeah.
Pay even 20% property management fee.
Yeah.
You are staying between 16 to 18% ROI on the Shoreline project if you invest today.
Wow. So, long story short, although we're in a very impulsive market, if people are going to move quick, you're moving quick while you're aware of the knowledge, right? It's just whether you want to take that step or not, you know? And to be very frank with you, the way we work at this agency here is, of course, any agent would be gutted to lose a client or not have that client invest with them. But one thing I've noticed here, and which really contributed to the success of this company, and why I even felt so comfortable from day one, is that every single time we speak to an investor, it is a calculated conversation. That investor is always going to walk away with added value. Most people will just try to sell you downtown and Business Bay because, hey, that's the flashy stuff, right? But when you go and speak about a project like Shoreline and guide your investors to Ras Al Khaimah, know very well that we're speaking about that because we're here to help you and make you money, not to just sell, you know, this property that's next to a casino, you know? Because if we wanted to go do that, we would simply go and do that in Dubai, where we're comfortable.
Of course.
But for us to go and guide our investors to a completely different emirate with a completely different vision and a completely different type of residence that we would be selling, because, you know, there's so many projects that are not branded here. For us to even take that step with a branded residence, know very well that the appreciation and the ROI that we are calculating, that is something that's going to come to life. And to hear it from an expert as well, there's no more affirmations that you need. It's either you want to invest or you don't. True. It's as simple as that. There's no more to it.
Exactly.
Jovan, this is our final question, and I am dying to know what you think about this, right? You've mentioned crypto a few times in this conversation, and we've also mentioned that BabelX is, you know, a form of cryptocurrency, right? When it comes to NFTs and so on. So let me ask you this. Do you know anything about crypto-free zones over here in the UAE? And is there, you know, just from what you've been hearing, is there any sort of rumor on the, you know, is there any sort of talk on the street that there's going to be a crypto-free zone near that casino?
Yes, absolutely.
And is that something you can disclose with us?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult to speak from this position to disclose something on behalf of the government. But why I again like this government, because sooner or later they will surprise you with something sweet, something nice.
Yeah,
this is how they operate.
Yeah.
So yes, there is the plan to establish in Ras Al Khaimah particularly as the first crypto-free zone. First of all, let's understand what does mean free zone. In Dubai, we have over 30 free zones.
Yeah.
So nowadays, it's very easy to set up the business, even in the mainland of Dubai or in any free zone.
Yes.
A few years ago, you needed to have a sponsor. Means that 51% the ownership would go to the sponsor and 49% would go to you, and you will make a separate and special agreement with the sponsor, how you're going to share the profit and so on. Anyhow, nowadays, you can establish the company, you can be the 100% owner of the business and the real estate as well.
Yeah.
So this is the meaning of the free zone.
Yeah.
Now we are talking about the crypto itself. So because these rulers are visionary and they always plan long term, they want to be the first one who will regulate as per the law that you will be able to use a crypto as a regulated currency in the country. So I would just ask you, do you know any country in the world who regulated based on the law the crypto itself?
No, not really, no. The UAE, I think they're one of the first ones to do it. I'm from the bigger countries that are very active in the real estate market, definitely not. Definitely not. So the UAE is the first one I've heard of, yeah.
So the point is next. If you are the first in anything, you are the one who will attract a lot of people interested in that particular concept. So what is the concept and what is the mindset of people who are aiming to be surrounded with this environment? They are young millionaires who understand this concept, right? So basically why this is important, why it is related to the real estate, whenever you have a real estate in the place where something attractive is coming in the surrounding area, you are going to see also the benefit from that particular asset.
Yes.
So before, only 10 years, let's say, we were thinking that paying from your mobile phone as Apple Pay today.
You're already reluctant to do that.
Right?
Yeah.
It was like a science fiction, right? 10 years ago, it was like, oh my God, if in the future we would be able to use our mobile phone and to finalize everything. Exactly. I don't need to bring my even ID, or I don't need to bring my debit card, credit card.
To even sign signature on a receipt or anything. Yeah.
And today, this is reality. So just imagine if they regulate as per the law that the crypto is the currency, which is, even today, it is not illegal. It is legal. You can have a crypto in this country, but the law is not talking about that, right? So if you're the first one who established the framework, and you have people who can do even this simple transaction like Apple Pay in the future, who knows what they are going to create.
And now to crypto. Yeah.
And now we have even this particular project, which is branded by BubbleX, which is related to the NFT, which is related to the crypto.
Wow.
The sky is the limit.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So not only is it a generational project, now the whole area is going to start evolving in a way that we're not ready for it. We're really not ready for it. But that's the thing. Imagine calculating it based on a modest 10%. You're still walking out with a very decent amount of money, right? But here's the thing. Casino, cryptocurrency, a lot of people will want to gamble their crypto in the casinos. They're going to need to go to a regulated zone in Ras Al Khaimah to convert their crypto to cash, right?
Bro.
What does that mean? What that means, essentially, based off what I'm understanding, is that it's going to be so easy for these people to now go buy properties. And let's say you were the first one who owned that property and you sat on that property, right? While this casino is running, the show is running, the entertainment is going, the fireworks are coming out. And now, right, there's regulations that help those people who own crypto to be able to use that money. Like you said, the sky's the limit. And I feel like that's the best way to end our talk today. Thank you so much for, being with us today. Is there anything that you would like to tell the audience before we leave in terms of, should their next step be? Should they ever invest in something? And let's say Ras Al Khaimah specifically. And let's say, sorry to cut you off as well, specifically the Damac Shoreline by BubbleX.
Invest with Yusuf.
Thank you so much, guys. This is Invest with Yusuf on Horseshit Talks. Mr. Jovin, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
And I'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thank you.